This story goes back to 2 years ago when my little cousin Rena was just 3 years old. It is completely about her. At that time, I was 15. One day, my mom decided to go to my aunt's house. Let me tell you, we visit her at least 5 times a week because Rena is both my cousin and the youngest in the family. Everyone loves spending time with her. Everything was normal that day. My aunt poured us juice, and my mom was busy chatting with her, laughing over some old memories. As I sat there, distracted by my phone, I suddenly heard Rena's voice. It sounded like she was talking to someone. Strangely, my aunt didn't seem bothered at all. Curious, I walked toward Rena's room. She was sitting on the floor playing with toys. Her back was to me, her little body facing the wall. She had lined up her dolls behind her, not in front of her. And she wasn't talking to the dolls at all. She was holding her hand toward the wall and whispering to someone I couldn't see. When she noticed me, she suddenly ran to me with excitement and said, "Brother, brother." Since Rena had no brothers, only one older sister, she always called me brother instead of my name. "This is my friend Fona." I looked carefully, but of course there was nothing there. I knelt beside her and asked gently, "Good girl, where is your friend?" She pointed directly at the wall again. "Fona is there. He's watching you." I told myself, it must be an imaginary friend. Rena really did have imaginary friends, and even after many months, she still hasn't let them go. I sat next to her and watched her play. Her tiny fingers moved in the air as if she were touching an invisible hand. After a while, I went back to the living room. I sat on the sofa and got busy with my phone. An hour or two passed, and suddenly I realized something. The house was quiet, too quiet, no sound from Rena at all. I went to her room again. She was asleep, curled up on the floor like a little cat, but even in her sleep she was talking. No, it wasn't talking, it was arguing. Her eyebrows were tense, her voice trembling. At that moment, something on her sister's desk caught my eye. Rena's drawing sketchbook. I was surprised. The desk was too tall for her, and she couldn't lift the chair. How did it get there? Curiosity pushed me to check what she had drawn. There were 3 drawings. 2 were nothing unusual, but the third, my body went cold. My hands began to shake. I stared at the page, speechless. In every drawing there was a creature, but not a normal one. A creature with faces. Strange, disturbing faces. A yellow creature with a pig's head. A dark yellow creature with a smiling pig's head. An orange creature with the head of a cow. A red-orange creature that looked like one giant staring eye. And the worst. A blood-red creature with a smiling goat's head standing in the middle of a page drowned in blackness. I froze. My heart started pounding painfully. I grabbed the sketchbook and hurried to the living room to show my aunt. But before I could say anything, sudden screams echoed from the room. Rena's screams. My aunt ran to her. Rena was crying in her sleep, begging for her sketchbook. My aunt shook her awake. The moment she opened her eyes, she screamed louder and called for me, tears streaming down her face. She demanded her sketchbook. I disobeyed her and showed the drawings to my aunt instead. Her face turned pale, completely drained of color. That night, she was shaking. She couldn't speak for a long time. 2 weeks later, my curiosity grew even more. When we visited my aunt again, I secretly looked for Rena's sketchbook. I found it, and what I saw inside shocked me even more than before. Another drawing of the same creature, the goat-headed one. But this time, beside it, written clearly in neat letters, was my name. I called Rena and asked her gently, "Rena, did you draw this?" She looked frightened. "Yes," she whispered. "Did you write my name next to the creature?" "Yes." I stared at her in disbelief. "Rena, you don't know the alphabet. You don't know how to write. You don't even go to school yet. So, did Lily write my name?" Rena shook her head. "No." "So, who wrote it?" She looked toward the wall, the same wall she once pointed to, and answered quietly, "Fona."